my opinion is that supply chain resilience should be a strategy, and it should even be a culture within the organization and throughout the supply chain. It's important to be able to adapt to crisis, but it's also, if you have your supply chain set up in a way that it's built on resilience, it could even thrive on a crisis. It could thrive upon a disruption. So building that into the culture is really important. You can do that in a few different ways. For example, having plans to identify and anticipate risks, putting mitigation plans in place, investing in supply chain visibility into critical supply chain links. And this is important all the way from design through to production. For example, you could even say that when you're selecting a component and selecting it for a form, fit, and function, you should also be considering the resilience of the supply chain that you're implementing as well. Which means when you're selecting a component, you should also be looking at getting that upstream visibility of where is the component produced and where are those critical links in that supply chain.
Organizations are recognizing that they need to add some costs, some expense to their supply chains to solve for some of these things we've talked about, the data, the redundancy, the sustainability, et cetera. So I think we're seeing a little bit of a shift where supply chains are actually becoming a little bit more expensive. And that's a good thing because it makes them more resilient and more sustainable.
There's always going to be disruption. So it's important for these customers to build in a certain aspect of resilience. So they're shielded for the next disruption, and they'll provide them more of a competitive advantage in the marketplace. And also, they'll be able to rebound faster than everybody else. So I think it's very important for them to keep focusing on building in resiliency mitigation programs. And actually, this is probably the best time to do it when the market is there's nothing really going on yet. But we believe that something is coming down the road. So it is probably the perfect time for them to start thinking and start continuing to support efforts to make sure that they avoid any type of disruptions in the future.